Kia ora. You may remember me. I was a pro rugby player for 16 years and played 71 tests for the All Blacks. I love rugby. But at the heart of it, I'm just a Māori boy who loves Aotearoa and the outdoors.
I'm on the board! Yeah, right.
We're spoiled for choice, really.
Oh, it's a little panty. Oh.
Diving, hunting, fishing, and foraging about the place. It's me.
Yum! No more luck, bro. I'll end up in the drink.
Nah, you'll be right, mate.
Oh.
In this series, I'll take you on the road as we meet hearty, local characters.
You can't give yourself a nickname, please.
Will guide me through what they do best in some of the most beautiful parts of Aotearoa.
Welcome back anytime, brother.
Kia ora, that's what I was waiting for. This is Piri's Tiki Talk. This week, I'm in Te Tairāwhiti, the first place in the world to see the new day. I'll be helping gather kaimoana from the legendary aerial reef for a local marae celebration.
You want to push from behind me?
Then I'm off for my first sailing experience on the waka haurua, Tairāwhiti. And finally, I get up close and personal with some of Tangaroa's most feared creatures. My first stop is in the rohe of Kaiti, at Te Poho o Rawiri Marae, which is undergoing a $3.4 million restoration project, including an extensive revamp of their wharekai, a place close to my heart. There's a lot of contractors in at the moment, and they're rushing to get all the mahi done before the opening. Hei konei au ki te tūtaki ki a Charlotte Gibson, he pau I ngā mahi o konei. Everyone's sort of in a rush to get everything finished for the deadline?
Yeah, because, you know, on our committee we're all women, and so some things we wanted to change. He laughs.
E whakapono ana a Charlotte he āhuatanga anō, kei tua I ngā periki me ngā raima o tēnei whakatikahanga.
So trying to maintain a marae is one thing, but trying to maintain the weight of the people here, that's the biggest challenge. You can have a beautiful whare, but it's no good if you don't have the people coming. One way was to build a whare, a nice dining room, nice whare paku, so that our next generation, their job was to fill it with people.
Ka tūtaki au ki ētahi o ngā uri o Te Poho o Rawiri Marae, te kaukiromita ki te raki, ki Tatapauri. I've never been to Tatapauri. I've driven past Tatapauri, but I've never actually stopped in and had a bit of a nosy. I'm catching up with Dean Savage and Norm Ngaira. Dean knows the best dive spots in the area. We'll team up to gather kaimoana for the marae special occasion.
Being a rugby fan, yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was excited about meeting Piri. Hey, bro. You know, all the things he's achieved in his career as a rugby player. So it's really excited to have the opportunity to show him our bit of the ocean out here. Particularly the aerial reef, because not a lot of people get the opportunity to dive that place.
What's the temperature of the water?
Oh, mate. Bikinis, bro.
Bikinis! So what are we going to go out there and get? Just
I pull on my pack and say, mate, aisle 4 for Koda. You got some moki over here and aisle 5. It's me. Everything you want is out there.
how long have you been diving for?
My father was a commercial diver, so I started when I was real young, and now we're bringing our nephews through now, so yeah, long time. You know, I meet people that say they're divers, but they're really teachers, or they're carpenters, or they're butchers. I only dive. And you'll find that there's a lot of divers around, that's all they do. And to me, someone that lives in ocean, their mahi is all revolved around ocean, that's what I term a diver.
Well, then I'm in good hands then, eh?
Yeah. I think the first thing that strikes people when I take divers out to the aerial is the distance. And you see people giving a nervous glance over their shoulder back at that diminishing landmass. And when you arrive out there, of course you arrive there, there's no reef in sight. You really are just in the open blue ocean. And so when you tell the guys, okay, chuck your gear and let's go, it can be a bit daunting, because that blue water diving is totally different to diving around reefs and islands and stuff. It's a different type of dive. Get down and get some kaimoana, eh?
Yeah. What's the korero about this? Eloise fellas said that you had a bit of a rahui on there.
Yeah, so we commercially dived this in the late 80s. And at that stage, they didn't have quota, they had permits, so it was pretty much overfished. So our whānau decided, man, let's put a rahui on this reef. And we didn't fish it for 15 years. And you're going to see how healthy this reef is now. It's the ecosystem, it's more in balance now. The kina, the kelp, this coda, it's a healthy reef.
When we anchored up, I think it was about 16 metres. Before I even get in the water, you can see the bottom. So it's taken 15 years, to replenish?
Yeah, now when you notice when you're harvesting kina, there's big ones, small ones, so you can see the different years coming through now, which is good.
Yeah.
If you go into a location, you only see big kinas, it's actually not a good thing. When you're harvesting, you want to see different years. So, oh yeah, there's next year's, other year, next year, and so on. And then you'll see that when you're harvesting. So lots of years in front of you here now. You'll see what I'm talking about.
All right,
Down there.
Might as well get suited up and
Cool. And
give it a nudge.
Give it a nudge, bro.
When I jumped in the water, I could see like literally the bottom and anything within 15 metres. It was awesome. Diving down with Dean, just seeing the amount of kina that was just in one area was pretty cool. He mentioned that it's also a good area for crays. Just looking at the terrain itself, you can understand why. Kina are important members of rocky reefs. Their favourite kai is large brown seaweed. When there are too many in the area, they strip the rocks bare. Their spikiness keeps most predators away, but they're no match for big koura, snapper, or divers with a marae to feed.
Te Poho Rawiri opening their wharekai, and that's going to be quite a big gathering. Me and Norm quite often will go and harvest kina for those sorts of occasions, for hui or tangi. And Norm is the kaitiaki for his rohi there. And I enjoy working with Norm because I've always felt that the kaitiaki, with the responsibility that they've been given to ensure that our fisheries are sustainable, they really need to understand what's out there. To me, he reflects what a kaitiaki should be. They should at least understand where the pawa are, where the kina are, how much they are, so that when they write out a customary permit, they're basing that on their knowledge of what's sustainable. And in my mind, he is one of those few guys that are skilled enough to do that now.
There's a bit of movement down the bottom. It's quite surgy, trying to get kinas into the bag and you're getting blown over the kinas itself. So, you've got to go backwards and forwards just to make sure you get the ones that you missed. Diving on open reefs has unique dangers. At Whaiakene, we see Dean's way of managing the risks.
Up the top we have our deckhand, but we call them lifeliners. We call them lifeliners because they've got your life in their hands.
We're diving the legendary aerial reef at Tairāwhiti. Our dive bags are filling up fast despite the strong currents pushing us around. Dean has developed his own take on the tether line system to keep him and his crew safe in these conditions.
We call it our lifeline system. The commercial guys, they call it a tether line. We call it our lifeline because when we commercial dive with that system, up the top we have our deckhand, but we call them lifeliners. We call them lifeliners because they've got your life in their hands.
Once Toro feels the pull, he pulls up the catch bags that are full, sends down another rope, down with more catch bags. When there's tides and stuff like that, or current running through areas, could get a little bit difficult.
And it's a very safe way of avoiding separating from the boat. I see it so many times. I hear stories of divers popping up 100 metres from their boat, or divers are down, the anchor rope breaks and they pop up and their boat's drifted away. You avoid all that with a lifeline.
It's a beautiful spot to go for a dive. Just being out there in the water that's blue and to see the viz at 15, 20 metres was unbelievable to be out there. So I'm used to sort of looking at things like that underwater.
Kua ki ngā pēke I te kina mo te kaupapa ki te marae. Nā reira me eke anō I te waka ki te hoki ki Tatapauri.
Good dive, bro. What do you reckon about our supermarket?
Yeah, nah. That's a stink spot. No, that's big, yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
cool,
me.
eh?
Especially the, like you said,
Yeah.
shells.
Yeah, mean, hey. Well, here you go, bro. That's what healthy kina look like. Here's your spoon.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sharp and ready, cuz.
here's your man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, kia ora.
Good, bro. When I met Pirite, he's an easy guy to like. He's got a real nice personality. I can assess a diver very quickly just through watching him on a boat. And it was obvious when we got down there, he was comfortable down here. He wanted to fill up a bag. When you see a diver roaming around looking for, I don't know, monsters, you know they're not totally confident, eh? But he was totally focused on that mahi that we were doing, so no, it's good to see.
Thanks for taking me out to the supermarket out there.
Oh man, that was the first of many dives. I think Piri, he had a little sample of what that place can do. I'll get you out on a good day and we'll get in some kingi and koura and stuff, eh?
Ooh.
Me,
I like
bro.
that kōrero, I like that kōrero.
Cool, brother. That's us all here tonight?
Oh,
Or you want to have another one? Here you go.
oh, I have some more first before
Sure, bro.
we head in.
Ki ana te puku I te kina. Ka mutu, koina tētahi o aku ruku pai rawa atu. E hoki ana au ki Turanganui Akiwa, where I've been invited for an evening sail on a waka haurua. Tairāwhiti is a 30-metre waka haurua launched in 2017. Its main purpose is to be a floating classroom, and I'm on board for my first sailing lesson.
No knowledge around the waka itself, more or less just going there and pretty much going to learn.
Okay, prepare to set the main. We're sailing.
I haven't done any sailing at all. To be honest, I don't reckon that's sailing, that's a bit different. The way of our tipuna, that's how they sort of navigated across the world, using the currents, the stars. It's a form of sailing, but yeah, no, I don't know. I was just blown away, really.
Okay, so the idea is to try and keep the wind on our sails, and we'll head to the port side of this red beacon over here. Okay, so you just grab hold of that, and
Te Turangi pretty much gave me a little go at steering the waka with the hoi. You said to the port side of the maka, right?
aye.
Still don't know where that is.
No pressure.
Yeah, I know. To be honest with you, I didn't know we were... He told me stay on the port side of the buoy, and I thought I was doing a good job, but obviously without having good knowledge, I wouldn't know what I was doing. So having him sort of assist me and sort of point me in the right direction was cool.
Keep on looking at your sails, look at your telltales. Telltales will tell you where the wind's coming from, and just try and keep your sails full of air so we've got that forward propulsion.
How do you know if they're full?
When they're not flapping,
Yep.
yeah, we call that luffing.
Luffing.
Yeah, luffing is like it's luffing at you.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
lucky you beat me to that one. I was just about to pull that one out myself, thank you. Once we sort of got in close, I was like, yeah, no, that's your mahi. You can do the rest, but it was cool. Just sort of trying to hold the hoi in the right direction.
Well, it takes time to become a master voyager, and before long, I was back to being a deckhand. Kua nui tonu te angitu o Tairāwhiti, o tēnei akomanga kei runga moana.
One of the main sort of aims of the trust is to try and get all of the school students in the Tairāwhiti onto this waka. So there's over 6,000. And in the first 6 months, we've already had 2,000 students. When the kids get on this waka, sometimes they say, oh, you got the hianga kids from the naughty class. They come on here and they're just captured by it, you know. they stand on the waka and the waka's moving, and you know, you can feel the weight with the mauri of the waka, and I reckon it just takes hold of the kids, and you know, the very most of them, they just go off their buzzing, you know, and that's even if we don't get out to sail.
Okay, crew, prepare to tack.
Oh, yeah. Guess I better go and do some mahi.
Go to your stations. Okay, the mainsail, you're back winding. The mizzen, we're centering. Okay, tacking.
Am I pulling this? Tidying it up so that whenever we need to jump, cool. It was pretty cool actually, just to move things around and be told what to do and acting like I was part of the crew on the waka. It's a new day and I'm heading back up the coast to Tatapauri to meet one of Tongaroa's most feared creatures. And one that makes me nervous on every encounter. But this time I'll be keeping my head above water. Maybe this experience will change my outlook on how I feel about them. I'm pretty nervous about going out to feed stingrays. Yeah.
Aye, and it's just out the front here. See where the group is?
Yep.
So our man's out there bringing them all around, so we'll just cruise out there and get to know them. What do you reckon?
How big are they gonna be?
Some of the short tails get up over 200 kilos, so they're quite big animals.
See you later. Do you see the size of that one over there?
Right, you wait till the big ones turn up.
Don't talk to me about the big fellas, babe. That was big already over there. What's he to say? I was shitting myself. Ko hoki mai au ki Tatapauri, ki te taho o Dean Savage. Ākua nei ka tūtaki ki ētahi weriweri o te moana. How did this come about? How did it happen?
They've always been here.
Right.
And, you know, over the years with our fishing, I did charter fishing for 2 years. I'd throw some heads over and feed them. And so word just started getting around. We started taking backpackers out and it just grew, bro, you know. We got a real good punt last year. We were nominated by 2 big international travel agents as the best new marine experience in the world last year, which was a real cool accolade for our crew.
Hey girls, did you have fun?
Hey, if you got a leaky pair of waders, I'm looking for them.
Yeah, I've got them on.
So, no, that's good.
These ones are leaking?
Are they?
Yeah, I've got a wet sock.
Thank you, bro. Been trying to find their pair.
Yeah, put the wet
Been
sock.
trying to find their pair. Yeah, slow it up there, Joey.
First of all,
Slow there, just speed them there, bring those
shitting
animals
myself.
around you. Wait up there, bro.
The holy waders. How many visitors do you think you'll come through a year?
We're getting up around 10,000 visitors now. Oh man, you still got all your fingers, that's awesome. Jeez.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. Yeah. Kia ora.
Just want to leave that here for me? Laugh, I'm serious. Do you see the size of that one over there?
Right, you wait till the big ones turn up.
Don't talk to me about the big fellas, babe. That was big already over there. That's the second biggest one.
Yeah, no, that's not the biggest one.
Whai are basically flattened sharks.
You can reach down and touch it, bro.
No thanks, for now.
Maybe that's why I'm just a little bit nervous on getting up close and personal with them.
Oh yeah, I was out diving in Wellington, out Makarai, and went to have a look under a rock and saw that it looked like it was a good hiding spot for crays. And I didn't look properly, but there was a stingray just sitting literally under the rock. I seen it and was like, rightio, I'm just gonna head that way. Did the Pink Panther. Exit right.
So what are we going to do, bro?
Well, we can touch it. He can have a go feeding it if he wants.
No, thank you.
Well, let's do something and then get out of here.
There are 2 types of whai coming in to meet us today. The eagle ray is the smaller of the 2, growing up to 150 centimeters. Its pectoral fins act as wings.
making it look like it's flying through the water. The short-tailed stingray is the largest stingray in the world, growing up to 2.1 meters in diameter and weighing up to 350 kgs.
And then what you do is you just slip your hand underneath. And
You do it.
And let it suck it, food out of your hand.
Suck it!
It'll suck it, man, you watch. Here we go.
All I really wanted to do was just run back to shore.
So hand underneath, bro. Under there. And that's it, bro. Easy as.
Has it got any teeth?
Nah, no teeth.
Are you sure?
Positive, bro. Okay, here we go, bro. Hand under. Hand under. Yep.
Yeah, it's real good.
There's a bit of anxiety there, eh?
Shitting myself. You know, that's pretty scary still. Even though, only because you hear about stories of
That's right. So all these kids...
a few people getting stung.
There's a barb there, bro.
What are you up to? Are you okay?
That's what it looks like. There's a barb.
I don't know what he was thinking, eh? They even just decided to pick up the stingray's freaking tail and show me the barb. And when he did that, I was like, can you not, please don't play with the barb like that. I don't really want anything to happen to myself or anyone that was around us.
Ko tētahi anō ingoa mo te hoto o te whai ko te spinal blade. Ke te wahanga o wanga nui o te whiore, a ka tukuna te paitini I kona. I know stingrays are not usually aggressive, but contact with a stinger can cause pain, swelling, and muscle cramps. Luckily, they're not often life-threatening unless the stinger pierces a vital area.
Yeah. There's no gap through there, solid defence through there. Hear the story about Steve-oo and then you don't really want to be around stingrays, you know, only because of that one reason. You hear that story and then you come here and hang around with Dean and his mahi and seeing the whai there and they look absolutely harmless. Well, I'm still scared. I was still scared, but nah, it's cool that he's sort of done that and people feel a lot comfortable around him. Still a bit skittish around them, but thank you for bringing me up, brother.
It's been a privilege, man.
I was actually blown away by Dean's knowledge of the moana, how it all started, to where he is now. Commercial diver still, but also has the balance around the new venture with the whai.
I think
Can
we
we
should
do
get
it?
back
Yeah.
in there. Okay, man, let's go.
Follow you.
Cheers, bro.
Hey, don't, that's got the koi on it.
Hey, there's a
They're
phone
gonna
ringing.
follow
I gotta go. The phone's ringing.
Hey! Hey!
Kei tā haere ana te manawa, a ke te ahu atu au ki te poho o Rawiri ki te kite mena rānei ke te kāinganga Kina. Te āhua nei I pai, I te mea ko kāinga katoatia, nōku te Waimarie e he nui tonu ngā kaireka e toi ana.
So this was really just for us, kia whakahaungi e te whare, kia hoatu whakahokia ngā tapu katoa ki roto I te whare.
Everyone happy with it though?
Look
Do
at
you
them.
think?
Look at them. They look
Really,
happy.
because it's koi. It's koi time. It's always a good vibe coming back to the coast. Thoroughly enjoy it every time I come home. Come here.
Yeah, Ife's coming to have kai. Come on.
Okay.
All the boys are looking at pretty.
I'll come for a koi.
That was the kinaki, really. Without them seeing them eating in there, without them talking, laughing, joking, and all those sorts of things, it's just a flash conference centre, really. Hey, but when you see the people in there, ka rongo koe te wairo te tangata, then you know your job is done.
It's a bit of flesh.
Look, this is a healthy breakfast. We have it all the time.
What, even call this crayfish?
Yes, breakfast, lunch and tea. In season.
Well, everything's done, including the dishes. I think it's time for a bit of a lie down. Hopefully with no dreams that include whai.
Te Poho.